So is there any chance to bridge this crazy gap? Here to discuss it is GOP pollster and strategist Justin Wallin. Justin, good to see you this morning. What really gets me is this idea of socialism has sort of caught fire again, and this is what Democrats are running on. Can you talk to us about the difference between socialism and capitalism and what you're seeing in terms of where most people are?
Yeah, look, in spite of the fact that, 2009, I think Newsweek said we're all socialists now, it's really not the case. And we see some spikes in discussion about socialism. Cortez certainly inspires this. But I think it's important to remember that she won that race with remarkably low turnout. About 13% of that district actually showed up to vote of Democrats in the district. So I hardly think that it's a mandate. It's an uprising. It's a surge in embracing socialist ideology. Americans really don't seem to line up with socialist ideology. Yeah, Bernie captured the hearts and minds of a lot of folks who are frustrated. That's very true. But they're frustrated about very specific policies, and they wanted to champion very specific policies. A small group of them wanted to champion free education, for example, things like that. Yeah. But even in progressive California, where I hang my hat most of the time, is things that are the absolute pinnacle of socialist American ideology. For example, single-payer health care, universal health care. These things are not popular. I mean, you're a supermajority opposition once people recognize that it doubles their taxes, it doubles the state budget, it increases, certainly for the short-term, uncertainty about health care options and costs.
Yeah, but when you look at people embracing this far-left ideology, the numbers are getting higher. So a new study from the Young Democratic Socialists of America says that they've seen a 280% increase in their clubs' openings on campuses. So you're seeing increasing conversation about socialists, about democratic socialist ideology. And Dagan, let's talk about some of these policies. So one of them is Medicare for all, the universal single-payer health care, which you just mentioned. And that's obviously very popular among Democrats. That would cost taxpayers an extra $32 trillion over a decade under the most optimistic scenario, according to estimates. So the question in terms of giving all this stuff away, free health care, free education, how do you pay for it?
You don't pay for it. So I will tell the people in college who are joining these socialist clubs, enjoy living in a world of idiocy and no math. Yeah. Because that's the world that you inhabit, your little bubble, if you think that even just one kind of tent pole of socialism would exist. And you're talking about Medicare for all. Medicare already exists, and it's going broke in 8 years. It will literally, the hospital fund will run out of money in 8 years, and then benefits are going to get cut to roughly 90 cents on the dollar. There's your basic math before you start talking about Medicare for all. And I just find it laughable that Ocasio-Cortez brags about her economic degree on Twitter, talking about who knows the Gini coefficient in Congress, but then doesn't understand even the basics of how the unemployment rate is calculated.
Right. Well, here's something basic. Venezuela's inflation is going to hit 1,000,000%. Huh.
Right, and here's what Justin, I also don't understand how people of the left, beatniks and hippies back in the 60s, were anti-government. They didn't want people in Washington and in the state houses deciding how they lived their lives and making decisions, whether it was about who they loved or their health care. How in the world did that change in 50 years?
Yeah, there seems to be, kind of pervasive cognitive dissonance in that regard, right? I mean, it started with government out of our lives, and now it's government take care of us. And there are real causes for this. I mean, the causes of angst and concern are real, and they're problematic. I mean, this is a symptom of things. I mean, yes, college education in America is remarkably expensive, wildly overexpensive, but
that's because
answer
of government.
Is not.
That's because of the free flow of money and the student loan business controlled essentially by Uncle Sam.
Yeah. Exactly right. So, I mean, the solution isn't free education. The solution is much simpler than that. that, and that's investigating the symptoms of the problem and fixing them. And also, look, I mean, I'm on college campuses regularly, and do they really need to have dorms that are better than my first, second, and third apartments right out of business school? I mean, there's a lot of reasons why college is very, very expensive.
Right.
But
explain the difference between socialism and democratic socialism, because RNC spokesperson Kayleigh McEnany wrote an op-ed saying that it's foolish for Democrats to follow any form of it. But you are seeing this idea that democratic socialism is different.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be professed by democratic socialists that it's different, but I don't really seem to see that voters understand the difference. I think voters understand certain policies that sound good, at least on the front end, but once you get into them, it becomes more and more vague, and how you pay for them becomes very frightening to voters. I think basically the difference is one sounds old and scary, and one sounds new and a little bit more appetizing. I think it's just semantics. I really don't see a tremendous difference, and I honestly don't think voters do.
It sounds like it's the same thing, Jack.
Justin, I have a definition for it. It's called entitlement. It's called entitlement socialism. And I'll tell you why. I mean, the same people, and what's so scary to me, the same people that are pushing for open borders are pushing for a socialism-backed agenda. It just makes no sense. So you want to let people pour into the country, but you want the government to pay for everything. Those two things just don't add up to me.
Really good
and I have to add, Jack, that I'm concerned about the entitlement piece, too. When you look at some of the younger generations and you look at the colleges and universities right now that are so focused on this widening gap of politics right now, and I think about what we're going to see today talking about the job report. Yeah. Why aren't we spending more time in our colleges and universities focused on education and skills training and really making sure that people have what they need to be successful in the future? Instead, all you hear is the political aspect of what's coming out with more socialism, more to the left. And I think, does this generation realize what they're saying, that they're going to give complete control to the government, all administration, right, of everything that we do? And I don't know if they realize actually what they are saying.
I don't think they do.
I don't either.
No, there's a focus on making sure that young men and women use the right gender pronouns. And I know that firsthand from a family member of mine. That was the most important thing at her freshman year when she was in college. It wasn't math, it wasn't science, it wasn't genetic engineering, which it was you better use the right gender pronoun with your roommate or your guidance counselor.
To my point, I think they're just focused on the wrong things, and there is a sense of entitlement.
I hope people skip college. I hope that these colleges actually go out of business. I hope that big businesses like Apple and Google and all of these powerhouses in the United States start really pulling people right out of high school and educating them and giving them a path to a great livelihood and a great job 20 or 30 years from now. And I hope these colleges go under, because they deserve to.
Well, we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen. Justin, thanks for the conversation. Thanks for weighing in here.